Okay, the BC Road Trip 2022 is beginning. Right now we're on the Low Heat Highway, taking the Low Heat Highway all the way to Hope. I find the Low Heat Highway much more scenic and a lot of fun. Takes a little bit longer, but a great route. There's a look at our map of our journey from Vancouver to Prince Rupert and back. It's going to be about 4,000 kilometers over 10 days. And we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff and a lot of towns as we go. So it's around 10 a.m. here. We've left Vancouver about half an hour ago. And we're looking forward to our journey all the way to Clearwater, to Wells Gray Provincial Park for our first night during this road trip, camping at Wells Gray. Okay, now we're approaching Hope from the Low Heat Highway. I always take the Low Heat Highway if I can. It is about 30 to 60 minutes longer from Vancouver to Hope, taking the Low Heat Highway versus Highway 1, but just so scenic. Hope was established in 1848 as a Hudson's Bay Company post at the western end of its Brigade Trail from Fort Kamloops, and was so named in the hope that this trail would provide an all-British route between Fort Kamloops and Langley. Hope is a district municipality at the confluence of the Fraser and Coquihalla rivers in the province of British Columbia, Canada. Hope is at the eastern end of both the Fraser Valley and the Lower Mainland region, and is at the southern end of the Fraser Canyon. Now I'm going to let you explore and see a little bit of downtown Hope. Okay, now we're cruising Highway 1, the Trans-Canada Highway. I find this a much more scenic route than Highway 5, the Coquihalla. Yes, a little bit longer, but very scenic. One of the fun things you can do on this route is check out Hell's Gate. Enjoy the fully suspended gondola as it passes over the most treacherous section of the Fraser River, Hell's Gate. This section of the river was named after Simon Fraser's voyage in 1808, stating in his journal that no man should ever pass through here. It is truly like passing through the gates of hell. Many cool tunnels as you travel this highway. Some of them built in the 40s. Amazing that they built such long tunnels in the 1940s and 1950s. Here you can see our progress map, how we're doing. This canyon can be very hot, so good idea to have water and some safety supplies in your vehicle, and make sure your vehicle's in great shape. Okay, now we're approaching Kamloops. Kamloops is a Canadian city in British Columbia, where the north and the south Thompson rivers meet. Sun Peaks resorts, hiking trails, bike parks, numerous ski runs, so much to do in Kamloops. Here we stopped for gas and continued on our way. Now we're arriving at Clearwater, which is our first night of our BC adventure, camping at Wellsgrey. It was a little confusing at first in the roundabout, but you can see here in a sec, you have to go around the roundabout almost 3/4 of the way, and then you can start heading up to the campgrounds. There's our progress map. Here I'm making the turn. And as we always do, we always check out the visitor center. So much information. We stopped at least 10 in our BC road trip. Most visitor centers are open 9 to 5, so we missed it because we were pulling in about 7 p.m., 7 p.m. So it was closed, but we'll be back. But here's a look at the visitor center. So I'd definitely stop in, you know, before or after, or even if you're just driving through. Great visitor center, very nice people. Wi-Fi, washrooms, get your sticker, keep going. Okay, so this is what they call the Wellsgrey corridor. It's almost 70 kilometers, some of it not paved. Here you can see again the map of Wellsgrey. So our campground was at the very, very end. Again, like almost 70 kilometers. So be prepared for a long drive. I would advise not doing it at night. Lots of wildlife. Here you can see the treacherous water. The water's sure running in 2022 with a big snow melt in British Columbia. Okay, we're so excited to be at the Clearwater Lake and Falls Creek campgrounds here. A little bit of our route today from Clearwater, about a 70-kilometer drive. We started in Vancouver, so of course we hit Kamloops for gas and some supplies. We took what I call the back route, Cache Creek, and through Spence's Bridge and Lytton, basically all the way from Vancouver on the back road, low heat highway. Took us a good 8 hours to get here from Vancouver. Here's the look at the drive into the park, again 70 kilometers through the park. Here you can see the map of the two campgrounds. They're basically connected, so very convenient if you have friends at one of the two campsites, or they're basically the same. So here we are at our campground, Clearwater Lake Campground. We chose this one because they have a boat launch, which I'm going to show some stuff about that later. But they had a small store, a restaurant at the picnic area where we could get ice cream, and actually got a really good iced coffee there on a hot day. So we really liked this campground when we were booking, and just a little bit closer to the picnic area. So here we are, cruising in. Again, a map of the two campgrounds side by side. About 80 campgrounds within the two campsites. Connected from the falls walkway, which I'm going to show in a second. So great campsites. Again, we really love the picnic area at our Clearwater Lake campground. It was the only area where we could sort of dip our feet and cool off a bit. The rest of the areas were really fast running water, so I'd be careful, especially if you had toddlers, young ones. Here we are, driving through our campground. Like many provincial campgrounds, lush, very private, lots of big trees. So we really love our provincial campgrounds. I really loved the new outhouses, running water, recycling, and garbage, so that was really convenient. No showers, but nice to have these facilities. Again, the other campgrounds right next door. You go over this cool creek. Look at that water rushing. Big snowpack in 2022, so all the waters are moving faster than they usually would. Here we are zipping down to the other Falls Creek campground to check it out. You can see how close it is. Again, big open, private campgrounds. Very much, very relaxing. Here's a look at the map of the Falls Creek Campground, about 40 campgrounds. Same facilities as the other one. And look at that, 67 kilometers from Clearwater. So a bit of a drive into the park, but so worth it. Very beautiful. Here's a look at the entrance to the Falls Creek Campground. So they're both amazing campgrounds, and we had a great time. Nice clear skies at night for stargazing and campfires. So we give it a thumbs up. Great campgrounds. Okay, I'm so glad that I went to the boat launch to check out Clearwater Lake, because it was incredible. So beautiful. Check this view out. It goes on and on and on. You know, boat launch, bring your boat. I imagine the fishing would be amazing, or just the exploring and being cool. This lake connects to another lake. And I believe there's campsites throughout the lake that are boat access only. So I'm really glad that I drove about 3 kilometers from our campsite up to the boat launch to show you this pristine lake. So if you have a boat, bring it to the campground and you could have a really amazing vacation. There's a little look at the lake. So one of the funnest adventures you can do in Wells Gray Provincial Park is to go to check out Helmcken Falls. So we're coming from the campsite, but of course you can come from the highway about 40 kilometers on the paved road and take this 4-kilometer drive into the parking lot. Stunning, beautiful drive in. You arrive at the parking lot, big parking lot, lots of parking. Here's a map about how you can enter from the highway or from the campsite. So now you get out of your car, it's a short 5-10 minute walk, and all of a sudden you start hearing the thunderous water and you know something special is to come. Hey everyone, day 2 of our 12-day road trip to Prince Rupert. We just finished 2 days of camping at Wells Gray. We're in Clearwater right now. This is where you turn off the highway to get up to Wells Gray Provincial Park. If you can, between 9 and 5, stop in at the visitor center, either on your way up or your way down, because they're great people, super nice. They have some cool stickers, maps, information. You can do reservations. I always love stopping in the visitors center. Anyways, this is a crucial spot, Clearwater, to head up to Wells Gray Provincial Park. Anyways, we've done our 2 days of camping at Wells Gray. Now we're moving to Mt Robson for 2 more days of camping on our BC road trip 2022. See ya. Okay, now we're headed off to Mt Robson Provincial Park for a couple nights of camping. 200-kilometer beautiful drive. Passing cool towns like Valemount. I love Valemount. We'll check out our progress map here. Okay, you know you're arriving near Mt Robson when you see this massive mountain. It's pretty cool. So of course we had to stop and take the cliche tourist photo of the entrance of Mt Robson Park. Okay, this has to be the coolest info center I've ever been to at Mt Robson. We're just about to head to the campsite. But we actually couldn't see the campsite from the road, so we pulled into the visitor center, which we always do. Learn, get a sticker. But look at their deck they have here. And look at that view. It's rare that you see the tops of the mountain, but it's very close right now. Pretty epic. There's a look at the Mt Robson Information Center. Definitely stop in. Check it out. Okay, now we're arriving at Robson River Campground at Mt Robson Provincial Park. You can see it's another beautiful provincial campsite. I'm just going to check out the neighboring campsite so you get an idea of what it's like here. By the way, we haven't had a shower in a few days at our last campsite, so pretty excited that there's showers and washrooms. Big plus. So here we are. And look at this. This is a new section, obviously, or renovated. And they have power here in this new section. Power, so cool. If you're a big RV, to have power. Don't often see that at BC provincial parks. Okay, now this is what I had to show you. Check out your view from your campsite. That's Mt Robson right there. Okay, 2 campgrounds at Mt Robson Provincial Park. We're across the highway at the other campsite, but this is Robson Meadows campground. Kind of interesting design. A little look at the whole provincial park. Pretty cool. Let's have a little look at the campground, Mt Robson Meadows campground. Okay, a cool and easy hike if you're visiting Mt Robson is Rearguard Falls viewpoint. Super incredible. The Rearguard Falls viewpoint, you know, it's the end of a journey for the Chinook salmon that come from the lower mainland of British Columbia and travel upstream for 1,200 kilometers. Just incredible. This is the end point for these amazing creatures. And just look at the volume of water here at Rearguard Falls viewpoint. Just 10 minutes from Mt Robson, so a great place to go adventure and check it out. Okay, now we're leaving Mt Robson. We've had 4 days of camping on our British Columbia road trip here, and we're gonna kick it into second gear as we continue our travels across British Columbia, now staying at hotels versus camping. But before we move on, we thought we'd do something a little bit fun and different. That's right, why not have lunch in Jasper, Alberta? We are so close from Mt Robson, and yes, we'll have to backtrack a bit, but it was, it's so scenic, and we thought we just can't miss this opportunity to check out Jasper. So here we are in downtown Jasper. Jasper is an alpine town in Alberta, Canada. Jasper is the commercial center of Jasper's National Park, and the park has so much: glacier-fed lakes, forests, rivers, so much to do. In Jasper, you can go on the Sky Tram, the Glacier Walk, check out the Columbia ice fields. Endless things to do, but we were just here for a quick lunch, check out the town, go to their visitor center downtown, have a little walk, stretch our legs, and get ready for more of our road trip. Anyways, here's a little look at Jasper, Alberta. Okay, now we're back on the road to Prince George. Lots of small towns and great things to see. We saw a moose, saw some small towns, had a great drive, and we're looking forward to relaxing at the Sandman Signature Hotel. There's a pool there and a restaurant in the lobby. Tomorrow night is our big day trip downtown. We're gonna go check out this pizza place we heard about. There's a market, and it's really our base for 2 days as we check out the region and then get ready to move to Smithers, Terrace, and Prince Rupert on our 2020 BC road trip. Okay, today was our day trip to Barkerville. Barkerville was the main town of the Caribou Gold Rush in British Columbia, Canada, and is preserved as a historic town. It's located on the north slope of Caribou Plateau near the Caribou Mountains, 80 kilometers east of Quesnel and 200 kilometers from Prince George. We spent about 4 or 5 hours at Barkerville. There's just so much to see. 125 historic buildings. When we were there, every hour there was some form of entertainment throughout the town. Numerous places to eat. We ate some amazing authentic Chinese food. Lots of shops. You could get a beer, you could get a coffee. Just so much to do. Very affordable general admission. When we were there, there was a wedding going on in the evening. And boy, they must have had a unique experience having a wedding in this historic town. There's also a hotel in Barkerville. There's also accommodations on site and a campsite very nearby. So I really highly suggest, if you're anywhere in the neighborhood of Barkerville, you definitely check it out for a day trip or stay overnight at one of the numerous accommodations nearby.
Okay, Barkerville, totally cool. Yes, it was a 2-hour drive from Prince George, but it's totally incredible. Such history here in British Columbia. So if you're anywhere in the hood in British Columbia, come check out Barkerville. Very, very cool. Okay, we left Prince George, we're off to Smithers. But we're stopping whenever we want in cool towns like Vanderhoof, the geographical center of British Columbia. That's so cool. So we're gonna go check out Vanderhoof now. Okay, we're on day 7 of our BC road trip. We're in Smithers here. We always check out the visitor centers because they have tons of information. We like to add a sticker to our roof rack. This visitor center is closed. Most visitor centers open at 10 a.m. so we're just going to hang out a few more minutes until it opens, and then we're going to get some information for Prince Rupert. So we'll be in Prince Rupert in about 4 hours. It's about 400 kilometers. And that's the end of our big road trip. Of course, we have to come all the way home, but we're really looking forward to hitting the ocean in Prince Rupert. So stay tuned. We'll show you the action on the way to Prince Rupert.
Okay, before we left Smithers, we had to check out Hudson Bay Mountain Resort. It just looked so beautiful, and it was about a 20-minute drive from downtown. So we thought we'd adventure up the road and check it out. Imagine skiing here with beautiful snow with these beautiful views. Really epic. There's cross-country skiing in this natural beauty. Really a breathtaking mountain. So glad we made the short journey from Smithers to check out this mountain before we left town. Okay, yet another thing we had to do before we left Smithers was check out Twin Falls. These 2 glacier-fed falls provide such an epic place, scenery. There's campsites up here, definitely worth checking out when you're near Smithers, just minutes from downtown, and the drive was just minutes to see this natural beauty. Okay, now we're approaching Terrace on our BC road trip, and Terrace is located near the Skeena River here in British Columbia and is actually a much bigger city than I thought. This is the bridge you take into town. If you want to go into town, of course, you can go straight through the highway, but of course we love to check out towns when we can. check out the visitor center. And boy, this was a very interesting approach into downtown Terrace on this bridge. Very cool view. So here we are zipping into the city. We were all happy to find a mall in Terrace with a food fair, so we had a lot of selection for food as we passed through town, got some gas, passed through Hazelton, and as one of the people told me from the visitor center, the drive into Prince Rupert is just amazing in her opinion, and wow, was she right. You know, as you're approaching, you just see mountains, you see the inlet, ocean water, trees, beautiful drive. So the whole drive into Prince Rupert, completely stunning, and I'll let you check it out for yourself. Okay, we're here in Prince Rupert. We're so excited. It's been 9 days of traveling through beautiful British Columbia. We started with camping and staying in hotels and adventuring over to Prince Rupert, which is our end of our destination. And what a great place. Completely love it. We had a beautiful dinner on the waterfront last night. Now before we leave today, we're doing a little walk on the waterfront. We saw some Canadian Navy ships in the harbor. Just had a really great time. Now we're turning around and the adventure continues. We're staying tonight in Burns Lake and then Williams Lake, and then gonna head back to Vancouver, completing our BC road trip 2022. Great times. Okay, before we leave Prince Rupert, I wanted to show off a little bit more of this cute coastal town. Here we are in historic Cow Bay. So if you come here to Prince Rupert, definitely come to Cow Bay. It's just minutes from downtown. Cute coffee shop, stores, of course the waterfront. Okay, now we wanted to finish off our Prince Rupert visit with a little walk on the historic waterfront. Okay, now we're going to switch it into third gear in our British Columbia road trip as we head back to Vancouver. 2 days to get home, 2 nights, staying at Burns Lake and then Williams Lake. Okay, we had a good, beautiful drive from Prince Rupert to Burns Lake. Stayed at the Kehoe Lodge, advertised as the newest hotel here in Burns Lake. Amazing hotel, super nice rooms. We went to the Office, which is a pub, for dinner. So here's a quick look at Burns Lake. Next up, Williams Lake. Okay, now we're back on the road, stopping anywhere we can to learn more about the cities and our provinces. And where's the best place to do that? Of course, the visitor center. So we found so many amazing visitor centers. often attached with a museum, and it's just such a great way, as I said, to learn about where you are. Also, get some Wi-Fi, get a sticker, use the washrooms, so it's a great stop. Okay, now we are in our last destination on this big trip, Williams Lake. Wow, much bigger and lush than I thought. Williams Lake is a city in the central interior of British Columbia, in the central part of the region known as the Cariboo. So, of course, to plan our day here, where did we head to? Visitor Center. Amazing building, amazing people. They had so much knowledge. So really great visitor center again. Okay, now we're heading home. We're taking what I call the back route home. You can check our progress maps. It's just so beautiful. Taking the number one, say, versus Coquihalla or something. Yes, a little bit longer, but just so gorgeous. It's just relaxing and so much amazing scenery. Of course, look what you can bump into on the back road. Not going to see that on the Coquihalla, so pretty cool. On our trip, we saw moose and deer and foxes and baby cub bears. So much wildlife. So cool. Okay, so now we're crossing the bridge from Surrey into Coquitlam area on our way to Vancouver after, you know, our amazing British Columbia road trip. I find road trips are just so relaxing. You know, if you have anything in your head that you want to get rid of, you just hit a road trip, and kilometer by kilometer, you know, your worries, you know, my worries seem to go away on road trips. Of course, in our beautiful province of British Columbia. So I hope you enjoyed this British Columbia road trip video.